The Locked House on Maple Lane, a chilling true crime mystery. On the crisp morning of October 17, 2024, in the sleepy suburb of Maple Ridge, Ohio, postal carrier Tom Riley approached the neat two-story colonial at 1427 Maple Lane. He would deliver mail to Evelyn Hargrove for 15 years. Every Thursday, she would wave from the porch with a cup of tea, asking about his kids. That day, no wave. The front door was closed, curtains drawn. Tom knocked. No answer. He peered through the sidelight window and saw her, slumped in her favorite armchair by the fireplace, eyes open, staring at nothing. He called 911 at 9:42 a.m. Maple Ridge Dispatch, what's your emergency? I think Mrs. Hangrove is dead. She's just sitting there, not moving. Paramedics arrived within 6 minutes. The front door was locked from the inside. Deadbolt engaged, chain on. They broke a small side window pane to reach the knob. No signs of struggle, no broken glass inside except their own entry point. Evelyn Hangrove, 70, retired librarian, beloved book lady of the neighborhood, appeared peaceful. Heart had simply stopped. They thought natural causes. Another quiet passing in a town where nothing bad ever happened. But the coroner's office had other ideas. Evelyn A.V. Hangrove had lived a life stitched together with small kindnesses. Born in 1954 in Cleveland, she married young Robert Hangrove, a steel worker. Two children followed, Michael in 1976, Sarah in 1980. Robert died of lung cancer in 2001, leaving Evie the house, a modest pension, and a garden she tended like scripture. She spent 32 years leaving books at Maple Ridge High School, recommending mysteries to restless teenagers and poetry to the shy people. After retirement, she volunteered at the library 3 days a week, baked cookies for new neighbors, and kept a tidy home that smelled faintly of lavender and old paper. Neighbors described her as a gentle, almost ethereal. She would lend you a book and never ask when you would return it, said Mrs. Patel next door. Always had a kind word, even when her knees hurt. Alvy's health was good for her age. Mild hypertension managed with pills, no major issues. She walked 2 miles every morning, rain or shine, along the leaf-strewn streets of Maple Ridge. Yet in her final week, something shifted. October 10, Abby texted her son Michael, feeling a bit today. Probably just the weather. Michael, 48, lived in Columbus, 60 miles away. He was a car salesman who would recently filed for bankruptcy after a bad divorce. He replied, take it easy, mum. Call if you need anything. October 12, a neighbor's ring camera captures a figure at Avi's back door around 11:15 p.m. Hood up, face upstraight. The person knocked softly. Avi opened the door, spoke briefly, then let them in. The visitor left 23 minutes later. Police would later enhance the footage. Male build, average height, dark jacket, no clear face. October 14. Abby visited her doctor for a routine checkup. Blood pressure slightly elevated, but nothing alarming. She mentioned mild nausea and fatigue, probably just autumn allergies, the doctor noted. October 15. Sarah, Abby's 44 years old daughter, drove up from Dayton. Sarah worked as a paralegal and had been estranged from her mother for 2 years after a bitter argument for money. Witnesses at the local dinner saw them arguing outside Abby's house that by afternoon. Sarah gesturing wildly, Abby shaking her head. Sarah left abruptly. Later that evening, Abby called her friend Margaret. Sarah, still no angry. I don't know what else I can do. October 16, Abby was seen at the grocery store buying tea, bread, and a small bouquet of flowers. She looked pale but composed. That night, around 10 p.m., her home security camera showed nothing unusual. She locked up as always, turning off the lights, then silence until Tom Riley's discovery that morning. The initial autopsy listed acute cardiac arrest due to presumed myocardial infarction, but the toxicology screen rushed because of the locked house oddity. told a different story. The substance was oleander, a cardiac glycoside derived from the oleander plant, rare in Ohio but not possible. The shrub grew in warmer climate and greenhouse. Oleander disrupts heart rhythm, causing arrhythmias that mimic natural heart failure. Crucially, symptoms build slowly over days nausea, dizziness, confusion, the sudden collapse. Death can occur 3 to 7 days after ingestion if the dose is moderate. AV had been poisoned gradually. Someone had been dosing her for nearly a week. How? The house was locked from the inside every night. No forced entry. Windows secure. Security footage showed no intruders after the mysterious visitor on the 12th. Yet the poisons had entered her system. Detective Laura Chen of the Maple Ridge PD took the case. She interviewed the family first. Michael Hangrove arrived the day after the discovery. Eyes red, voice cracking. Mom was first when I talked to her last week. I was supposed to visit this weekend. His alibi, he claimed he was at a sales conference in Cleveland on the 16th. Hotel records confirmed check-in, but security footage show him leaving at 8:17 p.m. and not returning until 2 a.m. Plenty of time to drive to Maple Ridge and back. Sarah was more defensive. We argued. Yes. About the will, she changed it last year, left almost everything to charity instead of splitting it with us. I was hurt, but I would never hurt her. Phone records showed Sarah texting Avi repeatedly after that fight. You are making a mistake. Think about your family. No replies from Avi after October 15. Then there were Harold Hall Whitaker, 72, the widower next door. Hall had been Avi's quiet companion for 3 years, shared dinners, garden walks, late night talks on the porch. Neighbors whispered it was more than friendship. Hall owned a small greenhouse attached to his garage. Inside tomatoes, herbs, and overgrown oleander bush. He would bought back from a trip to Florida years ago. For the flowers, he said, Avi loved the color. Hall's story unraveled quickly. He admitted visiting Avi on the night of the 12th. She called me upset. Said she felt sick. I bought soup, but he could not explain why he would want a hood in his own neighborhood. And toxicology found oleander in Avi's teapot, traces in the chamomile blend she drank every evening. Chen pressed. Did you know oleander was toxic? Hal paled. I read about it once, but I never. The will reading added fuel. Avi's estate $1.8 million, house, investments, life insurance. Until 2023, it split evenly between Michael and Sarah. Then she rewrote it 60% of the local library foundation, 20% each of her children, with strict condition, no early access for dates. Michael's bankruptcy lawyer had tried to contest it days before Avi's death. Sarah's phone showed deleted messages to a friend. If mom keeps this up, I don't know what I will do. Recovery software pulled them back. Michael's financials were worse. Credit cards mix, a $45,000 gambling debut. He would ask Abby for a loan in September. She refused. Hall, meanwhile, had motivated buried deeper. Abby had confided in Margaret that she planned to end the romance. He's sweet, but I want to be alone now. Hall overheard the conversation on the porch 2 weeks earlier. His greenhouse key was found in Avi's kitchen drawer, odd, since he claimed he never lent it. Chen built the case methodically. Poison in the tea, locked house, visitor or camera, family secrets, the oleander in Hall's yard. But here is where it gets stranger. On November 3, lab results came back on the oleander concentration. It was not consistent with gradual dosing from tea. The level suggested a single large dose, administered perhaps 48 to 72 hours before death. That pointed to October 14 or 15. Sarah had been in town on the 15th, yet the teapot tested positive for low-level traces going back days, suggesting someone built tolerance or layered doses. Then the first twist. Forensic botanist Dr. Elena Ruiz examined Hall's oleander. The plant was Nerium oleander, standard variety, but the toxin profile in Avi's blood matched a hybrid strain, yellow-flowered, rarer, Higher oleander potency. Hal's bush was pink, not a match. Hal's greenhouse had not been broken into the 2 weeks earlier. A small pond smashed, plant disturbed. He had not reported it. Throughout kids, someone had taken cuttings. The poison had not come for next door. Second twist, delivered at 2600 words in it. Michael's hotel security footage was re examined. A second camera caught him at a gas station 30 miles from Maple Ridge at 11:42 pm on October 16, buying gloves, bleach, and a disposable phone. The phone's IMEI pinged near Abby's house at 1:03 am, then nothing. But the real bombshell. Digital forensic on Alvy's old laptop revealed an unsent email draft dated October 16. Dear Michael and Sarah, I know what you have both been planning: the arguments, the money, the visits when I am asleep. I changed the will because I saw the truth. Someone had been putting something in my tea for days. I pretended not to notice. Tonight I switched cups. If I die, look to the security footage from the 12th again. It was not a stranger. I love you both, but love doesn't excuse betrayal. Mum. Abby had suspected. She would set a trap, switched the dosed tea with her own untouched cup. But the poison was already in her system from earlier doses. Who visited on the 12th? Enhancing the ring footage one last time revealed a crucial detail: the visitor's shoes. Red laces on black sneakers. Sarah owned identical shoes. She would worn them during the argument on the 14th. Sarah had returned that night unseen by other cameras. She would slip in through the back, dosed the tea while Abby was upstairs, then left. The earlier visitor was her testing assess, but Michael had been there too. Later that night, after Sarah left, he would use Hal's spare key to enter through the greenhouse passage Abby never locked. He added a second large dose to ensure it worked. Both children poisoned her separately, unaware of the other. Greed aligned their actions in the same direction. The locked house. Evie locked it herself after each visit, never suspecting family. No forced entry, no stranger, just blood ties turned lethal. As of March 2026, Michael and Sarah faced first-degree murder charges. Both plead not guilty, blaming each other. Hall was cleared but moved away, haunted. The library received the bulk of the state. Evie's final quiet victory. The case remains a whisper in Maple Ridge. How deep does family poison run? What do you think happened in that locked house? Was it one child, both, or something we still have not seen? Drop your theory below. Hit like if this chilled you, and subscribe for more mysteries that hide in plain sight. New case next week.